Alright, welcome everyone to the 2024 NEFX Summer Slaughterfest. I'm Admin1 of NEFX. It's another year, another season, another summer of action, another clown year full of fascist freaks and dirty creeps, but at least in the midst of that, we do have some good marathon gameplay that's new. People are continuing to innovate. This one was courtesy mainly of Douche Tower, Windbreaker, and Irons. And this was a long time coming, actually. Sorry, by the way, it took me a while to get around to this playthrough. I know I was intending on doing it last summer and ended up doing other stuff instead, both inside and outside of Marathon. But it's not out of a lack of enthusiasm, because little known fact, everyone, I actually play tested this one. I think that's even in the credits, too. They credit me with testing it. And that was clear back in 2021. A little bit of lore for you. There's actually some unlisted videos on my YouTube channel of me doing the playthrough of the earlier beta version when I think it was just a few levels. So will I ever make those public? I don't know. Doesn't seem like I really need to, because you're better off just watching this here. But that's just a little bit of info that you didn't know. Unless, of course, you're part of the Istoria team, in which case, hey, thanks for letting me test your game. Now, let's launch this and get ready. It has some RPG elements, some elements of Pathways into Darkness, including level traveling. Some good music there, courtesy of Irons. Let's see. Yep, those are the credits that I expect. And then there I am with testing and feedback with a few other Marathon greats. Special thanks to Eddie Dingle, too. Yeah, shout out to him. Hope he's doing all right. So I can't wait to hear this whole soundtrack. I've been purposely holding off on hearing it until I play the game for the first time, because I want to see how it slots into the game. I'm sure it does well, and I've heard lots of Irons music. Interesting background, by the way. I wonder how it was made, like what program was used and what techniques were employed. Or was it AI? I don't know. That would surprise me, although it reminds me sort of favorably of some of those kind of vintage, kind of beginner art landscape generating programs, which you would see like in a lot of the old 90s kind of Marathon scenarios, although this one, of course, doesn't look as dated to that era. Anyway, we got, I think, 10 levels. Yep. Okay, so I guess hard mode and extreme mode, because if it wasn't enough then on total carnage, I can go total carnage or total carnage. You know, I think I actually will do that and just see what happens. We'll make this a real embarrassing face plant of the game. And then we have a survival levels, which is pretty cool. I recognize some of these titles here. Channel Z from one of Windbreaker's packs. Old School Bollywood, which is kind of like a classic from the 2000s, which is kind of a funny map, but still good in its own right. Has some interesting effects used there too. Oh yeah, so it says up here, I'm so used to like not reading this text because I'm so used to it just saying the same thing in every scenario. It says, if you want an extra challenge while playing through the campaign, you can choose the hard mode 11 or extreme mode 12 levels to start the campaign in a respective mode. To play survival, scroll down to the maps that start with the story of survival, choose a new map to play. Starting a game on levels 2 through 10 is not supported. It will result in a broken game. Okay. At least they let you know that out the gate. I mean, isn't there a way to make it so that some levels don't show up in here? Not that it really matters. I mean, you could probably still do this for like a vid mastering's sake, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, we're not going to bother with that. We're just going to go on ahead with extreme mode, total carnage, and see how bad this fucks me up. So we start off with, I think, a menu screen. Yep, okay. So, it says select the class or character, previous or next to scroll, action to select. So if we start off with Rifleman, it says, a real gun nut. This is who you call when you need a sniper in the middle of the night. I wonder if that translates into a skill like having better night vision, like if there's less fog at a distance or something. I know that's a pretty far-reaching speculation, but I wouldn't put it past this team, especially with a Douche Tower on hand with this advanced scripting that he did. So active skill, assault rifle grenade detonations pull enemies towards the detonation site. Interesting, so like magnetic projectiles. I wonder how you pull that off. I'm going to have a hell of a time looking through these Lua scripts, these Lua files in here. SMG bullets are highly accurate and impact their targets instantly. Well, that's pretty impressive considering that, I mean, SMG accuracy is spotty at a distance, but it certainly hits the targets pretty quickly. So I'm assuming then, I mean, I already know for a fact from what I remember of testing this game that I'm going to be encountering some long distance skirmishes, but maybe I'll be encountering even more of those than I might normally. I wonder for that matter if maybe they adapted the AI to be more aggressive at longer distances, because I noticed, you know, in say vanilla marathon, at a certain distance enemies tend not to really attack. They don't have the same say long distance consciousness as say some of the enemies in Doom do, where you could be like miles away and just be getting sniped with nearly dead accuracy by a chain gunner or something. Anyway, the passive ability says monsters hit with grenades subsequently take additional damage from attacks. Wonder what that means. So like if you hit them with a grenade first, they become more vulnerable to any attacks you shoot at them afterward than if you hadn't shot that first grenade at them and hit them. I guess that'd be kind of truer to life in a way. SMG bullets have a chance to pass through monsters. Oh, that's cool. So you could have like one of those comedic things of, well, I mean, I know the monsters probably don't like tilt over as they fall, but like, you know, that classic sort of trope scene of, you know, bullet passing through all these enemies that kind of fall like this. That'd be funny. Additional damage and pass-through chance increase with player level. Okay, awesome. Note, certain keys, extra keys must be set for this scenario, and I did do that. So, R for active skill, F for cast spell, V for use energy can to heal. Microphone button, hold to cycle through spells and loot bodies. Okay, so we covered Rifleman. I'm actually not sure yet which one I'm going to choose. But we'll find out here. Next up is Fusion Master, which I'm sure is much like Rifleman except with the fusion gun. It says, understands the technology behind fusion pistols far greater than anyone else. I wonder if maybe that means unlocking like some new firing combinations or options or something. Like if the fusion gun or fusion master has some weird hacks for making the fusion pistol work better and differently than how it normally does. Also has some violent tendencies. Well, yeah. Anyone who's mainlining the fusion gun has got to be some kind of psycho, which is why the fusion gun death matches, often hosted by Douche Tower, are so great. I think those are often called arms crawl in joking reference to arms race. A great combination. But anyway, I mean, aren't all these guys violent? What else do you expect from a combat-based marathon scenario? I guess we'll find out. Who knows, maybe it's much different from how I experienced it when I tested it. Much more than I think. Active skill, briefly turns all regular fusion bolts fired into seeking charged bolts. Okay, see that was one of my guesses as to how this would be powered up. If like, you know, what would normally be a primary projectile is a secondary level projectile, but with the rate of the firing of the primary fire. With the added bonus, I guess, of seeking stuff, so it's almost like being like a rapid fire compiler, which I'm sure we'll encounter here pretty soon. Passive ability, when a fusion bolt impacts an enemy, there's a chance it will continue to a nearby enemy. Okay, so kind of like the piercing through thing with the rifle, but more seeking. The chance of this happening increases with player level. Note, certain extra keys must be set for this scenario. Oh yeah, that's right, I already read that. So, wonder, again, I'm going to look into the Lewis script and see what they did to, set the probability level for whether or not, something like this would happen, the piercing through effect or the falling through to nearby enemy effect. So Timekeeper, a master of time, can manipulate time to create an advantage over enemies. Thinking about what that means, I imagine you could probably stop time. Maybe you could even make time go slower. Would you be able to rewind? It seems like you might be able to do that, not that I would know how to do it, but it seems like someone could possibly merge some scripting with whatever logic is behind the film files, since you're technically kind of recording a film file as you're playing, that's then served or stored in the immediate reserve for play last film. And so feasibly, you could just kind of rewind to a previous point. I don't know. So yeah, briefly stops time for everyone but the player. Got that part right. Everything else is frozen in place. Okay. I wonder, does that include everything, like projectiles? Is it sort of like if you put in players only in Unreal and Unreal Tournament? And for that matter, how absolute is that freezing? Because as that example in Unreal and Unreal Tournament, anytime you would put in the code players only, things would be kind of frozen, but say if an enemy was running, they would still be in their running animation, and sometimes if they were in their firing cycle, they would continue their firing cycle until it was over, even though they were still stuck in place, and the projectiles themselves were stuck in place, at the point from which they've been fired. So we'll see about that. That's a pretty good thing I'd like to look into. I would like to be able to make some kind of a very time-based scenario somehow. Maybe you would take a lot of inspiration from this. Passive ability. The player's projectiles move faster. Okay. The speed increases with player level, so not totally in line with what I was thinking of with the slowing down effect, which you can do kind of in Pathways into Darkness when you drink the right potion. That's pretty cool. So Deceiver has incredible influence over all living things, even the fiercest enemies. Okay, so I imagine you could control the enemies, get them to do your bidding. I don't know how directly you could control them, or if it'd be sort of like Myth in a way, because that's another thing about the scenario. Spoiler alert: it includes some aspects, at least pretty similar to parts of Myth. So I don't know if you'd be able to directly control a unit, or if you just get them to switch allegiances, and if that'd be more of a permanent thing, at least at higher levels, or with maybe higher mana spells, or if that would just be a temporary thing. Okay, so more of a ladder apparently. Temporarily dominate the mind of a single target, forcing them to fight alongside you. Okay. I wonder if there's a timer there, or if you just have to watch them. Knowing that they could just totally flip on you in a second. I wonder, for that matter, if Berserk mode factors into that at all. Because if, say, you're temporarily dominating the mind of a monster that's capable of going berserk, assuming that it hasn't been tampered with in this scenario from how it normally is, like with troopers and fighters, for example, they might still attack you regardless. We'll see, I guess, possibly. I don't intend to go through the campaign with each one of these classes, but I do want to try each of these out in the survival levels. I think that's therefore good that they included the survival levels, because it gives a good excuse, good reason to really test out everything. Passive ability. Each time a monster is hit by the projectile of another monster, it takes increased damage. Okay. The friendly fire damage increases with player level. Awesome. So it's like they take on your powers as well. Okay. Telekinetic. Can move objects without touching them. I wonder what those objects include. Would that include just like enemies would include supplies. Like maybe you could spare yourself the trouble of going to get like a chip in a dangerous or a hard to get to location and just bring it down to you. You'd avoid potentially a lot of shit, avoid traps even. Maybe you can move scenery for whatever that'd be worth. You can move bodies. Spoiler alert, you can talk to the dead in this one. So, maybe if you can move bodies, you could consolidate them all in one area, and feasibly, if you're not, say, writing down what you're learning, or even just beyond that, like if you decide later on that you want to talk to a corpse about something that you didn't even know about before, they might have insight on. It would be pretty lengthy and involved, but you could feasibly get all the bodies together into one spot. Well, I guess that partly depends on whether you can move stuff. I imagine you can't move stuff between levels, right? It would depend on the way that you would be selecting and holding on to those objects. Like, would you be able to hold on to them like through some sort of, tractor beam spell, and then go to the next level and start the next level with that still on the tractor beam, so you could drop the body off in a different level than you found it in? This is all just speculation, just thinking about different ideas. That'd be pretty funny and cool though if you could like drag all the bodies to the same spot, and then it'd be a pretty convenient spot theoretically. So anytime you want to learn more about anything, you just ask all the bodies right there instead of having to like travel back and forth. Anyway, active skill is mentally shoves monsters in front of the player. Okay, so it's kind of like a wind force thing, kind of like that ability you have in, what was that game? ZPC, Zero Population Count. Interrupting their attacks and knocking them back. Non-player projectiles in front of the player are also shoved in the reverse direction. That's pretty cool. I wonder how frequently you can do that. Like if you need to recharge time, or if there's mana involved to where you can't rely on that much. It'd be pretty funny if you could just know every single thing that gets thrown your way, especially if you're dealing with like really difficult enemies. I wonder if, for that matter, if you have any control over where you direct the projectile. Like if you can sort of turn and pivot as you're doing so that it goes at a different angle, or if it just always goes directly back, from the direction angle that it went to you at. I don't know. Because either way, that gives me an idea for a scenario, once again, kind of a puzzle-based one where you're dealing with like projectile turrets and kind of trying to cause like a bouncing chain reaction to activate different switches or whatever. I guess not too dissimilar from Portal in that way. Alright, so passive ability has a chance to reflect incoming enemy projectiles back toward the owner. Yeah. The chance to reflect increases with player level. Okay. So Pyrotechnic, I'm sure this is much like Rifleman and Fusion Master, except with flames. Description: you all knew that kid who called himself a pyro and stared at some tiny flame and thought it was cool. Yep, I immediately remember. Yep. Chris in 7th grade. The Pyrotechnic burned that kid alive. Active skill: the flamethrower flame extends an infinite range and impacts the target instantly. Wow. Imagine being sniped with a fucking flamethrower. That's pretty funny. Alien weapons shoot bursts of 3 projectiles instead of 1. Interesting. That's already kind of what the combination of primary and secondary fire does with the alien weapon, so I guess in that case, would that mean that you could be firing like 6 alien weapon projectiles at once at like all these different angles? And maybe in that case it'd be more simultaneous instead of in sequence, kind of. Well, maybe that's not the right way to describe it, but anyway. Those of you in the know get what I'm talking about. Passive ability: flame damage bypasses flame immunity in enemies. Okay, so you can even burn up compilers and shit. Kind of like how you can normally do on lower difficulty levels, but we're doing total carnage here. In extreme mode at that, for I guess, maximum enjoyment of my audience who want to see me have a hard time, bastards. Anyway, flame damage is also less effective against the pyrotechnic. Okay, so I guess the enforcers are going to be in less luck. Maybe the lava yeti for that matter. I don't know if we'll be encountering any other enemies that deal in flames. Well, there's also the cyborgs, of course. They do flamethrower close up. Flame damage mitigation increases with player level. And of course, Rocket Man loves rockets. What more is there to say? Well, before I read anything further, let's imagine what that might mean. Could be something like with the alien weapon where it's multiple rockets at once, different angles, faster, honing. Maybe something like the more extreme versions of survival that have been made by some people. I think Aqua might be one of them, although he might have just hosted it a lot where, you know, the Juggernauts, instead of firing the alien weapon projectiles, just fire the rockets at the same rate as that. Active skill, fire homing rockets when the class ability is active. Okay, yep, so one of my intuitions was right. I figured they couldn't resist that temptation to make it that way. Passive ability, rocket detonations have a larger area of effect that increases with player level. Receives extra rockets from ammo selectors. Okay. These are all very good. It's hard to say, but I'm going to just go ahead and go with the default here, Rifleman, and just see what happens. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is the first level, Escape from the Sky. We have here annotations on the map. X is body with loot. 0 is body without loot. Orange square is exit. Here comes in the music. Some nice sort of detailed, sophisticated architecture there. Starts off looking pretty similar to like a classic marathon fan scenario where it's got the feel of Infinity but with some definite changes. I just picked up a couple of lasers here, which will come in handy pretty soon. Is that an ambient sound or part of the music? Well, I think it's part of the music, but we'll see. General Sullivan, secure comm line engaged, 4226. Alright. Welcome to Istoria. I am General Declan Sullivan, and I command all UESC forces stationed planetside and on board our orbiting defense warship, the UESC Tripoli. You are likely experiencing significant disorientation due to your release from stasis. I promise that your faculties will return before long. That'd be kind of cool and funny, actually, if you started out the game with like more fog or some sort of vision blur or something that would kind of simulate like being groggy and waking up after a long time, being kind of confused. You know, hallucinations, slowed movement until after a certain threshold of in-game ticks, you know, for time units. Unfortunately, there isn't time to give you a full briefing, so I'll keep this as short as possible. We must act quickly. Kill everything. You are on board a drop ship that just touched down near the outskirts of an ancient alien outpost. Okay. Touched down or outright crashed. Less than 20 minutes ago, the Fort launched a surprise attack on the UESC Tripoli and our planet-side personnel. The ambush was swift and effective enough to cripple the Tripoli, all subspace communication arrays, and most of our surface defenses. So does that mean that no one knows we were attacked because we weren't able to communicate that? Perhaps. I've ordered you here to assist in repelling the attack. Yeah, I'll bet I'm just allied with, you know, a bunch of weak, dumb bobs. I cannot understate humanity's dire consequences of the foretake Istoria. You may have already picked up the 2 laser packs in this room. These weapons have been derived and adapted from highly advanced technology left behind by the aliens that once inhabited Istoria. Our scientists have had remarkable success using the Biobus chip framework as a basis for augmenting your suits to utilize these weapons. Biobus chip framework. And if my suit's been augmented, will that end up biting me in the ass later, I wonder? Like, am I going to find out some, bad top secret beyond what's being shared with me now, and they're going to decide, oh wait, we've got a link into this guy's suit. It's a cyborg, so we're gonna shut some shit off, make stuff hard for him. We'll find out. To be clear, your suit is a prototype, the only functioning one at that. So does that mean I'm going to get some serious augmentations later in the game? Like, am I going to inhabit a new suit that changes the way the game is normally played, even more than we already see? Right now, you are our best hope for survival. While the laser is a fairly conventional, if precise piece of equipment, there are other new weapons you will come across that appear to bend the laws of physics when used. Their offensive and defensive capabilities far exceed that of conventional military munitions. So we have, it says here, laser, precise aim, stuns enemies, good for long distances. Kind of like a machine sniper in a way. Lightning, large AoE. AoE is that area of energy, area of effect. High damage, good for large groups. Okay. This is sort of like a sniper bomb. Because of their seemingly magical powers, they have come to be known controversially as spells among some of the personnel here. Next, your suit has been modified to utilize energy canisters that can be picked up and used at any time. A finite supply of energy cans is available, so try to use them only when absolutely needed. I see my shield bars at green, so at least for now, as a general rule of thumb, I'm going to reserve them for when it's, I think down to red. But who knows, maybe as the game advances, I'll encounter, tougher, more devastating enemies where I'll need to use them much sooner. And again, I might be totally fucking myself up because, this will be my first ever full playthrough of it on Total Carnage, not counting my tests of the, work in progress beta version 3 years ago. And I'm also opting for extreme mode. So this could be a real train wreck. Toggle your automat for instruction on how to utilize energy cans and spells. Okay. Information regarding each new spell will display here as you acquire them. I suggest familiarizing yourself with these changes before engaging the floor at large. By the way, there might be something wrong with my display here because you'll notice this is kind of spilling off the screen. I might have something set wrong in preferences, but I don't think it's enough of a problem to really warrant interrupting anything to go do that for now anyway. Now that you're up to speed, go to the ship's floor where the armory is located. You must find a crewman with blue key card clearance to grant you access. Alright, let's go right here. There's the armory. Okay, so shouldn't be too hard to find where it is. Or if they're already dead, you will need to loot the key card off the remains. Yeah. How much you want to bet? Pretty much everyone I can really interact with is either an AI or someone through one of these terminals, or is a dead person. It'd be cool actually though if you could have some kind of dialogue with a living person. That's all I can tell you right now. Tripoli is getting battered, and I don't know how much longer we can hold out up here. Tripoli is getting battered, huh? Like, what are they doing? Like, banging against the outside walls? Like, I don't hear anything. You'd think there might be, like, ambient sounds indicating that, there's some kind of siege going on. But I guess they'll become more clear as I go through the Tripoli. Find a terminal to access once you're outside the ship. If I'm still alive, I'll have further instructions for you. Alright, so we're on Colima, Deck 3. Okay. Go. Into Istoria. Well, there's some serious action now. Oh. Alright. Time to test that laser, and it worked pretty well. I'm still going to try being more safe about ammo supply and even spell supply for that matter, especially since I'm going for extreme. I mean, of course I'm going to have to make some serious judgment calls on that at different points because, obviously, especially as things get more intense, I'm not going to want to keep relying on fists. That'll put me in more danger, which will necessitate me using more capsules, which at this level will be less effective than they normally would be. Bobs can be so dumb. Yeah, just go right up next to them and just stand there and assume that your pistol that you can barely fire will work. It's like they were less stupid when they weren't armed, because then they at least had the sense to try and run away sometimes. Alright. So of course I can't access these at least yet. I need the blue key card, so I'm going to have to find it from that person. Oh, this is cool. He still got the detritus from the, lasered enemy. Look at these, and I always feel like they're going to be secrets. Maybe one of them will be. Yeah, nice little road fork intro there. So, good creepy music too. It's like vaguely unsettling. I don't imagine this is like a especially horrific scenario, but little touches like that really add to it, I think. There's like an impending sense of dread or a sense that there's something wrong, even if you can't quite place it yet. It's certainly weird what's happening. Notice everything is kind of faster, kind of like a default Rubicon speed. Some more. And again, since I build experience with these weapons, maybe I shouldn't rely on fists as much. Maybe I should learn to use the pistol more and shit. I mean, I don't know, maybe you can build skill with the fist too, I'm not sure. Whoops. Could have done that better, but whatever. Alright, so here's a body. I definitely didn't see that before. Wonder how they got the images for this. If they got some pictures somewhere online, or drew it, or took pictures of themselves or their friends. It says to loot, press the mic key. Okay, so we have the blue key here. We have the laser. Okay. It doesn't work yet, so let's just go down to that blue door. Here we go. So it activates an elevator. Oh, we have 2 magnums, okay. I didn't notice that at first. Wait, yeah. Oh, here we go. Comes some more. Go ahead. Fuck each other up. You're so easily duped. People never learn. That was the sorriest reboot of the Power Rangers I've ever seen. I think it'd be more threatened by that neurotic little robot guy or whatever. Like, it shouldn't take that many colors to suck that much. Let's go back where we were. Did better at that one than I did the last couple conflicts, I think. See, I don't have much ammunition for anything, but I should probably still keep this stocked. This assault rifle by default, since you never know what might come up soon. Might get ambushed. Oh, okay. Okay, so automatic. Cool. Saved. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I've been missing in here. Let's look around. Let's just admire the sophisticated architecture here. Oh, there's the outside. Oh, time to get a fusion gun. Let me get back here. Oh wow, there's a lot there. Just let that out so I don't overload. Is anyone coming up? It's one of these. The music's kind of changed. I wonder if that was triggered by a new event, me going onto a polygon or something, or if it's just a long continuous track. I guess I'll find out later when I listen back to the soundtrack after playing through everything. Make it part of my regular everyday listening. I guess the next thing to do is leap out into the fray. Pick up the, yeah, there we go. There we go. My advanced rifle skills probably came in handy there. Let's let them mess each other up a bit. Well, I guess they don't have that much opportunity now, but that made some difference. Here we go. Yeah, some clutter there to really get them going. And let me remind everyone, I am on Total Carnage. It may not look like it because there's different color enemy classes, but it seems like on some level these ones are actually operating like the major versions of themselves that you find in normal scenarios. So maybe when I encounter the major classes here, they'll be even more hardcore. I'm pretty sure that's how it'll work. Makes sense anyway to kind of counterbalance the powerful spells I'm getting here. Okay. Here, let's use this. Perfect. I have 4 shield capsules right now, so I'm not going to use any of them yet, but I might soon. So here's the landed ship. I guess it's not really wrecked. Still don't quite see how it's being pummeled per se, but whatever. Good wings there. Yeah, this is about what you can hope for as far as using the Marathon engine to architecturally simulate what a landed or crashed ship would look like. Some more. I'm just kind of conserving ammunition for now because you never know what you might encounter later. I want to be well stocked by that point, and these are pretty basic enemies. I may be over-preparing, but or rather over-prepare and under-prepare. There we go. Oh, here's some spawns. There's some snipers. Well, I guess I'm full on laser. I guess 10 is, at least for now, the maximum laser capacity I can have. Oh, hey. It always triggered. Whoa. Yeah, those are fast projectiles there. Ha. Friendly fire. Shit. Okay, there we go. Whoops. Sorry, that was a weird gaffe on my part there. Okay, this takes us back in here. So see here, I got the blue key card. I just want to get the red one. Okay, just easy access back to where I've been. Interesting. Yeah, I like the back of the ship too. If there are any like secrets or Easter eggs on top. Any secret doors? Doesn't look like it. There we go. Energy can, ammo selector, lightning. I'm gonna try. So yeah, ammo selector. That'll allow me to stock myself up and choose what I want to. So I can give myself. So I have four of these power-ups to select which ammunition to give myself. So I can give myself 4 fusion batteries, 8 machine gun clips, 8 machine gun grenades, 11 SMG magazines, 15 pistol clips, and 1 partridge in a pear tree. So I'm definitely going to go with this. Okay, there. Go with that too, since I'm a rifleman. I guess the fusion batteries would be the best priority. Oops. There. You know, wouldn't it be funny if you could also talk to the dead bodies of those you killed? Like, even if it was just the same kind of generic dialogue over and over. You know, you talk to one of these dead four that you killed, and you get dialogue like, "What do you want, pesky human?" And like every time you click a dialogue option and get a response back, you hear like an echo or reverberating version of one of the stock sounds from one of the characters. Like you hear, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," but it's like reverberated, as though you're hearing them, you know, as a distant spirit in the air, yelling at you. All right, let's get ready for some serious action here. You could get like a juggernaut or two coming out of there. I see a terminal up there. Something tells me I'll deal with more stragglers here. And by the way, I'm not certain, but I think this is one of those scenarios where, you know, not only can you travel between levels, but kind of like with Pathways into Darkness, you want to make your way all the way back in time. I'm not certain that's the case, but I think as a matter of good practice, I am going to at different points in the playthrough kind of trace my steps back as like a rehearsal for what I imagine would be a final escape. Because maybe I'm supposed to ultimately escape out on this ship again. But then on my way back, I'll encounter all sorts of insane reinforcements. Never know. Let's see if I can trigger any spawn-in ambushes or something. Doesn't look like that's happening, so. Oh, getting cooked. Oh, geez. Shit. Press the wrong button. Meant to move forward, not glance. Says you leveled up. Plus 15 HP, your passive ability is stronger. Okay, cool. And my health is back to normal, or shields, whatever. I like to think that I handled that in a temperate fashion. Still got plenty of ammo, and I guess I could have, you know, used I almost said piss or pistols. Almost use fists or pistols for the fighters, because that's just my general tendency to want to do that, to like conserve ammunition and stuff, but considering the circumstances, I think they did okay. What's this here? Music seems to be changing again. This kind of reminds me of a capture the flag level, or I guess capture the flag, as the clique would say. Oh. See, this here I can use fists, I think. Oops. Oh, here are some reinforcements. All around the horn. There. Now back up there. Save here. That's cool. Looks like it's supposed to be like a body scan. It's in 2 parts. And the ambush is triggered. Now right now, it seems like occasionally some reinforcements pop out here. I don't know if that's just triggered by certain things like when you stepping on polygons, or if it's like automatic at different intervals. Okay. Just explored that for now. That door won't open yet. Maybe it will later. See some humans or humanoids on the map there, so maybe we'll unlock this later. Yep, here's some. Oh, this rapid projectiles from the compilers. See how I can snipe them like this. Oops. Whoops. Oh no. Oh shit. It doesn't seem like you can gain experience with the fist, so maybe this is actually not a good thing to do. I'm just kind of like in leftover VidMaster mode, because I've been doing a lot of VidMaster stuff lately. I did that, recently, as well as survival games, to kind of warm up, because I haven't played Marathon much in a while, and I want to be up to snuff more or less for these, campaign playthroughs. It's weird. It's like this isn't heavy enough resistance for me to want to use like a more serious weapon or spell or anything. So I want to use fist, but like I don't seem to gain any experience that way, especially with the weapons that matter more. So I can use the pistol, but I don't have much ammo for that side. I'm probably worrying about it too much. There we go. I guess I could use this ammo selector here and give myself pistol ammo. Yeah, 15 clips, that'll do it. Another ammo selector. I guess something that's kind of mimicking the cedar box and Pathways into Darkness. Let's see if that triggers anything. Oh good, an elevator to bring me back up so I have to go all around, although it wouldn't be so bad anyway, I guess. Okay, nothing here, I don't think. Maybe something here later. Can't open that door yet. Before we go back up, let's just... Oh, okay, there's the trigger. Whoa. Let's build some experience with the pistol here. There we go. Yeah, feels good. That was good. All right. So back up we go. Okay, so that's just another route to get at the same place, more or less. let's explore that area before we were going to explore before we had to drop down. Alright, more ammo. There. It's good for now. I'm going to hold off for now on making a decision on what to use for ammo next. We'll see what I need, what I end up using the most, or what situations call for, but I imagine like with normal, especially since I'm a rifleman class, this assault rifle will be my best friend, as it often is in solo marathon. There we go. Bunch of sentries. See, well, I can lure them into infighting. They're already all on the ground. Yep, hurting each other now. There we go. Now we're getting some infighting. And again, maybe this is also a wasteful thing. Again, I'm in vidmaster mode where I'm wanting to save and conserve things, but in so doing, I'm probably depriving myself of serious experience, so I should just stop doing that. Good opportunity here to use my fusing gun. Yeah, that's the way. Oops. Did that pass through? I just like barely missed it. That one definitely hit. Boom. There we go, some turrets. Haven't used the laser much in a while. Might as well do it. Oh, it's nice of them to make it so that they still leave behind the alien weapons even after they've been just obliterated like that. So of course, that doesn't normally happen. I'm also used to like avoiding those because I'm used to considering them to be like instant full healers. I don't want to waste them, but I just carry them. Alright, so General Sullivan says the Tripoli has been destroyed. I evacuated as many remaining crew as possible before the final volley of thermonuclear warheads hit. Our dropship managed to escape but was damaged in the ensuing explosion, barely surviving atmospheric entry. Okay, so I misread. The Tripoli is not what we landed in. We just dropped down to a dropship. We crash landed several hundred kilometers from your location. So far, the four appear unaware that we survived. Let's hope it stays that way, because I managed to transport a significant number of weapons, ammunition, and spells from the Tripoli onto my dropship before we escaped. Our generators are just operable enough to periodically resupply you in your counterattack. I'm still attempting to ascertain the exact condition of our planet-side forces who primarily occupy the ancient outpost and the nearby underground labs. I wonder what our planet-side forces will be, just some more lame-ass bobs. So far, it appears that comm lines are down in most areas, as are numerous key systems controlling critical infrastructure. Yeah, but we're not the only ones being attacked. I've yet to establish communication with the underground labs, which greatly concerns me. Those labs house the most sensitive technology on Istoria. I need a better picture of what's going on. Well, I guess, at least as a bonus, I'm going to get myself some real souvenirs of technology and spells, so to speak, as I have to inevitably go down there. You will explore more of the outpost to assist in my efforts. Yeah, no doubt. And kill everything, of course. Alright, so I guess I have to get to an access corridor here. 90 meters upstream, water purification center. Hey, I guess a bit like level 5 in Marathon 2, huh? I wonder how upstream it's going to be. Like, am I going to have to go against a current somehow? Unfortunately, I did not place enough faith in the current condition of these jump pads to warrant transporting organic matter, meaning I'll have to hoof it the whole way. Oh well, more stuff to kill, right? As long as I'm well stocked, which so far I am. Seem like I'm poised to be. A passage on the other side of the river is currently inaccessible due to a sealed door. You'll need an uplink chip to engage the door's manual override. One is available in the tower overlooking the landing zone you just touched down in. Okay, a tower. So I guess I'll look out for a tower-looking structure. Once you open the door, proceed upstream towards several nearby structures. Okay, so is there like an Easter egg here if I leap on any one of these? No, almost made it. Let's just see about these platforms real quick. I wonder what these are too. Like, are these going to lower? Is something going to appear here somehow? I feel like these are going to be of significance soon. There may not be anything here, I realize, but I just want to check. Alright, nothing seems to happen. Terminal up there. Yeah, I like the more kind of subtly unsettling aspects of this. Let's see what I'm dealing with. Alright, just some fighters. Well, this will build gun experience. Oh yeah, there we go. You're now better with your weapon, 20% increased damage. Yeah, I don't know if you can get more experience or whatever with your fists. At least with this class. Maybe you can't in any of the classes. So I'm pretty sure I don't have any chip. I didn't pick one up yet. I can leap across here. Cool, ammo cache. Seems like something I can access somehow. That doesn't seem to be a door. I'm just trying to be mindful of my environment here. Of course, there's probably still something I'm totally missing, which I'm sure is driving the creators crazy as they watch this, if indeed they watch it. Oh. Cool. Alright. These lowerable barriers? Seems like they can be switch activated somehow. Well, won't go up there yet. Okay, I can't open this yet. Got some laser. Oh. I probably could have gotten further back. It might have been dangerous, but... dead vacuum bob there. Alright. So it looks like main routes from here, they're accessible right now. I don't think we can we get back up? No, not from here. So it's either elevator or stairs. I'm gonna be macho and take the stairs. Okay, so that just gives us another route to previously explored area. Cool. Might help in my future backtracking test, where I rehearse how to get out of here in case I end up needing it around the end of the game. So here's a chip, there's a terminal. Get the feeling there's a trigger or ambush. It's going to come when I pick up the chip. But I like the way the music has evolved over the course of the level. It's like, this is such a big, involved level with multiple stages to it. UESC comms, Istoria outpost, landing zone B, ATC tower, terminal status active, alert level 1. Some 7s thrown in there. Emergency transmission, outpost under attack. Planet-sized sensors have indicated multiple large-scale explosions in and around the outpost and aboard the Tripoli. Maybe it's a controlled demolition. Deuce Tower did 11-7. Attempts to re-establish communication with the Tripoli have failed thus far. Yeah, I guess that might have been around the time it was destroyed. Update 1241. Subsequent reports indicate multiple forward landing parties launching missiles throughout the outpost. Countermeasures are being taken when possible, though severe damage to communications and defensive systems makes organization difficult. I wonder how much of that is actually because of the 4, not something that's maybe deeper and darker. That might have to do with these spells we encounter or something. Update 1246. Radio transmissions indicate several dropships requesting landing status in landing zones A to D. Sensors report most of these ships were destroyed shortly after further communication attempts. So far, this one's the lucky one. So it would seem. Though I wonder if maybe at like a different save state of this level, when I come back, it would be like modified in a way where the ship is destroyed, the dropship. Update 1248. Local sensors indicate one dropship en route to landing zone B. Estimated arrival is 12:53 local time. So is that where we are right now, landing zone B? Update 1251. Dropship Koyima D032 approach vector confirmed, cleared for landing at landing zone B. Update 1252. Alert: 4 infantry have breached the landing zone. All personnel are ordered to arm themselves to prepare for close quarters combat and emergency transmission. I have to imagine there were lots more personnel that got off that ship, because there weren't that many dead or alive. Just like a few bots that got killed quickly, and that one dead body that had the blue key card. Alright. No ambushes right now, it seems. So, I believe I know more or less where to go now. Before I do that though, I'm going to go and save. Keeping an eye out in case anyone tries to roll up on me here. It's a beautiful complex though. Well, I guess I could have saved here instead, but whatever. Alright, let's go back down here. stairs. Now let's take the elevator and see what lies in wait for us. Wait, yeah, duh, already went there. Need to go somewhere else instead. Here we go. Ooh. Here we go. Let's try the SMG here. Ha. I haven't yet tried out the spell that increases my AR/SMG skill down here. Excuse me. So let's go for it, see what happens. Yeah, I could tell it had an effect. Very short time though. There's danger there of temptation of like wanting to kind of get out there again to fire sooner than you should because you're trying to take advantage of the power before it shuts off for a while. On the other hand, if you have the patience, you can really do more damage, play more effectively if you just kind of wait between skirmishes for cooling down period to finish. Oh, cool. Saw that flare up down there and you heard a sound indicating that power-up's ready again. Okay, I think I'm safe from any attacks. Looks like this leads to a next level, so I'm not going to go there just yet. Let's, alright, let's read this. General Sullivan is back, saying, "Good work so far. Remember to use your spells as much as possible. They are your best defense against these large groups of 4 infantry." Alright, you know what, I'll take your word for that. I should probably use them more, huh? I don't know how much skill you can build in spells as opposed to, like, weapons, but I've definitely made use of the ammo selector, and looks like I can make more use of it right now. Provides desired ammo when used, can only produce known ammo types. Yep. I didn't actually look close enough at first to see that they've got the weapon icon, ammo icon logos on there. Make use of the ammo selector spells when in need of ammunition. They can be used to provide any ammo you want as long as you previously acquired that ammo type at some point before. Okay. In the pandemonium of the initial attack, I neglected to inform you about several important details regarding your highly specialized capabilities. I wonder what we'll find out more about our abilities or what might be added to them over time. Excuse me. Including ones we haven't even thought of. I wish we had more time for this, but you must know now. I'll try to cover the basics. First, if it isn't clear yet, you are a cybernetic being. Yep. Part human, part machine, inextricably intertwined. Much like the spells you use, your cybernetic components are derived from technology left behind here. That's interesting. I didn't know that it was based partly on technology left behind here too, but I guess that makes sense. I still have a suspicion that my leaders, so to speak, are going to turn on me and will end up trying to fuck with my suit and trying to affect me remotely because, you know, my cybernetic being is hooked up to some kind of network they can manipulate. If you're wondering, you were reanimated here as a cyborg long after your life was tragically cut short by a horrific accident. You should consider yourself lucky. I bet that's going to come up later on too. There's going to be like maybe terminals or dream levels or whatever, and maybe even like some secret cut scenes, kind of simulating flashbacks or maybe as I communicate with the dead, I'll get some people who remember me or something like that, know the accident I was in, and maybe all these speculations that I've come up with, if they're true, would be connected. Maybe the horrific accident wasn't such an accident after all, and these guys killed me for this express purpose of using me. You possess unique physical and mental abilities that no other living cyborg is capable of. Yeah, how much you want to bet I'm going to encounter like my doppelganger or something, have to fight him. You will hone these abilities as you fight and become more effective in combat. For instance, your suit will learn how to more efficiently defend against attacks, becoming stronger as you gain combat experience. Your weapon choice also matters. You will quickly become more adept at your most frequently used weapons. Well, in that case, I should definitely make more use of the assault rifle then. I mean, it's good to use the pistols and all, but it just seems better this way. If you haven't noticed, your active and passive abilities are detailed in the automap help display, just as your spells are. In other news, our forces on the surface are mounting a desperate resistance, but in all situations they are totally outmanned and outgunned. Yeah, we always have like weak bobs with pistols who just stand there, walk into the line of fire. They'll be completely wiped out within a matter of days unless we can stage some sort of counterattack. Yeah, more like hours. Whatever happens, you will be instrumental in holding off the four for as long as possible. I wonder if that means that I'll end up dealing with like a lot of respawning zones where there's no real end to the enemies and I just have to deal with them for as long as possible, or have a situation like at that one level of Marathon Apotheosis X where I had to close off some seals, close up some doors, some gates to prevent more reinforcements from coming in. Make your way down to the corridor to your right, which follows along the river. I will contact you again once you are further upstream. I know I'm being like really kind of cynical in my reading of these terminals, but I'm a veteran Marathon player of many scenarios as well as the original trilogy, and getting used and betrayed is kind of the bread and butter of a lot of this stuff. Alright. Take care of it here. Oh shit. That still worked. I'm gonna restock myself here. That's good. Yeah, I'm not running out anytime soon. Damn, that fighter's like berserk. Might do some long distance sniping, including from underwater. Alright, so two seeming routes here. There's this mysterious opening. Gonna get ambushed. Oh, here we go. There we go. So here's a body. What do we got here? Lightning, haven't used that yet. Probably should soon. Looks like a regular kind of jarhead. Marine, probably. He's got that kind of haircut, I think. So we got a couple switches, probably to these doors. We have a terminal here, I think. UESC records. Security override approved. Fetching requested files. SFIT translator status inactive. Auto detect. File preliminary planetary findings. Istoria expedition. Uploaded. Wow, over 5 years before it was accessed. Preliminary findings from the Istoria mission have revealed the existence of an ancient alien outpost of unknown origin on the planet's surface. Okay, so they may have known about it from before, but we'll see. Evidence thus far indicates this outpost was once meant for long-term habitation but has since been deserted. Our archaeology team reports that the outpost infrastructure is remarkably well preserved and in many cases still functional, likely indicating the planet's prior inhabitants were here relatively recently, perhaps within the last several thousand years. It's a hell of an idea of recently, but, you know, it's the future, so with space travel and everything, you know, the idea of recency probably takes on a new meaning. But who knows, maybe they have like a secret team of janitors that only comes out at night. The outpost classification has been chosen due to the localized nature of these alien structures, the total footprint of which can be compared to a mid-sized metropolitan area on Earth or Mars. As indicated earlier, we have yet to conclusively identify the origin of these structures and the aliens who built them. Connection interrupted. Further access restricted. Dissemination granted only as authorized by contracting officer. Security clearance denied. Security override approved. Okay. Fetching requested file. Wonder, by the way, if you can access more information from some of these terminals once you get like some kind of clearance, like even if you like take a access badge off of one of the corpses. The archaeology team has spent the last several months studying the buildings and infrastructure that comprise the Istoria outpost. Wait a minute, I just realized, so 34, that's April 30th, and the disaster's happening 7/11, so it's like 7/11, never forget. That's great. Anyway, last several months studying the buildings and infrastructure that comprise the Istoria outpost built by a species that we now know call themselves the Merak. The team's focus has centered on similarities between SFIT architecture from Lawan and Merak architecture found here on Istoria. However, it should be noted that no evidence of Istoria or the Merak appears to exist in any SFIT records previously provided to us. So I wonder if it's like, maybe it's like an AI that has different intergalactic outposts and data feeds through which it kind of imitates different stuff that it's never really had familiarity or contact with. Additionally, we have discovered the existence of multiple subterranean structures of unknown origin below the surface. Access to those structures is currently impossible due to some sort of still functional dampening field that prevents transportation. We will likely need to wait until the Tripoli arrives later this year from Earth with additional resources and personnel following the UESC's decision to greenlight project redacted. Connection interrupted. Yeah, so maybe this sort of crash landing was poorly planned. Who knows? But anyway, okay. I was going to say I want to go back and save. I'm going to save inside this building this time. And we'll get back there and we'll get back there and go that other route, flip that other switch, see where it leads to. This is an elevator? Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, shit. Ha! Can't reach me under here, fools. Huh, that trooper just killed itself. Excellent. Let's go back here for a bit. Guess I'll have to think about oxygen too as I move along. Oh, well, I've already been here. Okay. Well, that's cool. I do like the interconnectedness of the map and how at different thresholds you can reach an earlier part through a new shortcut. It's definitely play, flow, mindful design, if that's the term. Ha. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to explore here, at least for now. I'm trying to get a good vantage point from far enough distance to see if there's anyone I need to be aware of while I'm far away, so I don't just go right into line of fire. Damn it. Okay. So this leads us back to where we were before too. Probably need more spawns. Yeah, maybe not. So I guess the next thing to do for now is just to go through that passage into the next level. So with that in mind, I'm going to save once again. Anything open here? Nope. I think that's for a later time. On we go. This is the great unknown. We're now on the level upstream, but I think this is a good place to end the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Next time on Marathon Istoria, we will start exploring the upstream level and perhaps beyond. Maybe even go back to some parts of the previous level. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye.